on CCX News. Charges now filed in a Crystal homicide case. Police say it serves as a stark reminder about domestic violence. Then a push for more affordable housing. We'll look at the latest project proposed in Plymouth. And how your children's ride to school could soon become electric. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Police say a Crystal man has confessed to shooting and killing his wife.
Today, 56-year-old Dennis Sandlin has been charged with the murder of 53-year-old Sandra Sandlin. Reporter Shannon Slatton has more.
You never truly know what's going on behind closed doors on the street where you live. Crystal police have responded to only one domestic-related call from a home on Yates Avenue North, and that was back in 2010. The next call that would bring police to this door would be tragic.
We received the call from the suspect's son, who called dispatch and said that he received a phone call from his father saying that he shot and killed his mother.
Today, 56-year-old Dennis Sandlin is charged with second-degree murder. The criminal complaint says Sandlin made several unprompted remarks about how angry he was with his wife before shooting her.
This is a horrible tragedy for this poor family, and domestic violence, unfortunately, is so underreported.
Chief Stephanie Revering says domestic violence happens more often than you might think.
Unfortunately, on a domestic assault basis, we do, unfortunately, on a weekly basis, arrest someone for domestic assault weekly.
The reason I'm really passionate about this career is specifically because I know every day when I get up that I am doing something that matters.
Jenna is an advocate from the nonprofit Cornerstone working at the Crystal Police Department. Instead of waiting for victims to get up the courage to call a shelter, she reaches out after a police report comes in.
If I ever need to contact or reach a participant, I can go out with officers. They will escort me out to meet with that person in their home and kind of remove some of those barriers from being able to leave a violent relationship and also provide them that confidential support.
But first, she must be tipped off that something is wrong.
It's important.
Which is why Police Chief Revering says if people suspect something is wrong in their neighborhood, they should pick up the phone and call.
Our message is to make sure to neighbors that if they hear anything that's domestic violence related, that they do need to call 911 and intervene. It's very important.
In Crystal, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
Cornerstone also contracts with police departments in Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, Maple Grove, and Robbinsdale. The domestic violence hotline to call is Minnesota Day 1. That number is 1-866-223-1111.
A Brooklyn Park man is headed to prison for running a sex trafficking operation. Tyree Jones pleaded guilty to sex trafficking in Washington County. The judge sentenced him to 8 years in prison. Undercover detectives caught on to Jones through ads posted on Backpage.com. The complaint says the sex trafficking crimes may have involved at least 10 women victims.
2 more local people are charged in a nationwide crackdown on home health care fraud. 54-year-old Juanita Swain of Brooklyn Center and her 33-year-old daughter Artina Williams are accused of operating a fraudulent personal care attendant agency. That agency stole more than $900,000 in taxpayer Medicaid funds. The criminal complaints say the 2 women billed for care they never provided and stole the identities of personal care attendants to submit fake claims. Earlier this week, 5 others from the Northwest Metro were also charged for committing similar crimes. The school bus of the future will hit Minnesota roads when the new school year kicks off.
That musical sound is what you hear when this electric school bus is near. Officials from Great River Energy in Maple Grove unveiled the bus this morning. The 72-passenger bus contains 5 batteries, giving it a range of 100 miles per charge, while an average diesel school bus travels about 66 miles on a daily route. One bus will operate in Lakeville starting in the fall, and the hope is to bring more electric buses to Minnesota. But first, the cost needs to come down.
But we also need to show that it works here. I think awareness is so important when it comes to new technologies. If our pilot can do what the goal is, which is show that an electric school bus works here with the operation and maintenance costs, we think we'll have more operators coming to us asking to try out the technology.
While electric buses initially cost more than diesel buses, officials from Great River Energy say the extra expenses are recovered through lower fuel and maintenance costs, which add up to about $12,000 a year.
It is estimated that 1 out of every 10 households in the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area pays 50% or more of their income on rent. In western Plymouth, there's a proposal to provide more affordable housing options at this nearly 2.5-acre site off Highway 55 near Wayzata High School. Beacon Interfaith Housing Collaborative has a purchase agreement for the site, and it wants to build a 3-story, 47-unit apartment building with 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom apartments with rents ranging between $800 and $1,200 a month.
So the rents here will be about 20 to 25% lower than the market rents in the city of Plymouth. And those few $100s a month can make an extraordinary difference so that a family can have health care and school supplies and clothes and enough food for their families.
The proposal requires approval from Plymouth this fall. Financing from the state, county, and Met Council will also be necessary for the $13 million project. Wayzata Community Church and Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners have already contributed a total of $700,000 in private funds for the proposed apartments.
In Crystal, a bowling alley that operated for more than 40 years is getting new life.
And it served the community well. It was very popular. There was times the parking lot was totally filled up often.
But then times changed, and Doyle's Bowling Alley, which opened in 1976, sold the building to Cornerstone Church. Now work is underway to turn a 4,000 square foot bowling alley into a sanctuary. Cornerstone will move here from its current location on Nevada. The contractor says it will be an upgrade for a busy corner in Crystal.
It'll look like a new building here, and the city is looking to upgrade and just improve the image and the buildings as much as they can, especially on Broadway. We're right on Broadway. You continually hear the cars go by. It is such a lifeline for this area, and that's exciting.
Larry Schott says he's been involved in missionary trips and other ministries in the past, but he says to be able to build a church is awesome. They're trying to do the work within 4 months. Still ahead on CCX News, a Plymouth mom struggles with work-life balance and how she's encouraging other moms to stay strong.
Plus, a Maple Grove College softball star is returning home. John Jacobson has the details coming up later in sports.
But first, a look at some of you along the Maple Grove parade route Thursday night. You can see parade replays here on CCX Media this weekend. It runs Saturday at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. and Sunday at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Welcome back. Balancing kids and a career can be overwhelming at times for many moms.
A Plymouth woman has a unique way of encouraging and uplifting moms. Reporter Sonia Goins explains.
Nice. And there's just so much more to think about when you become a mom.
28-year-old Alex West Steinman has her hands full.
Ring and ding, ding, get ready.
She's a communications director, and she and her husband are raising 2 young children.
Here, show mommy what you got.
After Alex had her son Cooper, she struggled to balance work and family. She says a lot of women are in the same boat.
It's internal pressure, it's pressure from work, pressure from home, pressure from their kids, and it's all to be the best at everything.
The Plymouth mom started a blog to write about the challenges.
I tend to talk about everything from like poop in the bathtub all the way to poop in the crib. There's certainly a theme.
The blog grew into a business opportunity. She started an apparel company called Strong Like Mama.
The name Strong Like Mama came from wanting more empowering messages for moms.
Alex says she noticed moms weren't always getting as much kudos as dads.
I also noticed that dads were getting a lot of praise for like coming home early and taking care of their kids, and yet, you know, mom might be picking up the kids every day at 5 o'clock from daycare and weren't getting any praise.
So Alex is making t-shirts and other gear to remind moms of their power and fortitude. The shirts come with a variety of uplifting messages: strong like mama, brave like mama, and smart like mama.
I want people to be reminded that moms really are strong and smart and brave, and that we're all kind of going through the, different situations, but we're all going through this together.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Alex,
Alex says it's important for moms to carve out some time for themselves to learn more about Strong Like Mama. You can log on to our website at ccxmedia.org. She's on to something
Yes,
there,
she
I think. Still ahead, city festivals galore. We'll run through some of the highlights.
But first, a look ahead to this weekend's big men's softball tournament in New Hope. John Jacobson is in next with sports. We'll be right back.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. After 2 years playing with a top 20 college softball program, one of the state's best prep fast pitch players in recent years is coming back to Minnesota. 2015 Maple Grove High School graduate Sydney Smith is transferring to the U of M after 2 years playing for Louisiana State University. Smith was 25-11 with an earned run average of 1.64 in her 2 years with the Tigers. She will be eligible to play next season for the defending Big Ten champion Gophers and have 2 years of eligibility remaining. From fast pitch to slow pitch softball, where a big local tournament gets underway later on Friday. The annual Duk Duk Daze men's softball tourney returns to New Hope. Earlier today, I talked with tournament director Mike Schoen.
So we have a gold division that has all C teams in it. There'll be 13 teams in that. And then we have a bronze division, which is D&E teams, that we have 28 teams in that one. So we're looking for a good tournament here down here. A lot of the top USSSA C teams are in it, and as well as a lot of the top D&E teams in USSSA as well. So we're also doing a home run derby on Saturday night down here, which should be a lot of fun. That'll be at 7 o'clock down at Northwoods Park down here. We're also using Victory Park, lighted field at 49th Avenue in New Hope, as well as Lions Park that's over on 38th in Maryland. So we're looking forward to a good field of teams and a lot of good softball action.
How important was it to get those C division teams back? Because I know they were bumped out of the tournament last year and you didn't have that division or that option available.
Correct, and it was huge for us to get them back, and they're really excited to be back and being able to play down here again. They love playing in the carnival atmosphere, and you know, they have a lot of fun. So I mean, it was good to get them back. They're happy to be back, and we look forward to being able to keep a competitive level going.
You mentioned the home run derby, and that's something new. Saturday night, what are the details for that?
Basically, players in the tournament can sign up to compete in it, and if we don't fill it up, we're going to allow anybody outside the tournament that wants to come and take a shot at it. But what we'll do is a little round-robin divisions of competing against one another. They'll get, I believe, 6 pitches and as many as they can hit out, and we got some good prizes coming from that, from Easton Bat and from Pub 42 with some gift cards for the winners, as well as batting gloves and other things. So we're looking forward to that being a big event and a lot of fun.
The championship games are set for Sunday afternoon at Victory Park for the Class C division and Northwood Park for the Class DE division. The understanding and using three-way swivel rigs when out fishing for walleyes is the topic of this week's CCX Media Fishing Tip. Here's Terry Tuma with more.
There have been numerous questions asked about what is a three-way swivel rig, what can I use it for? First of all, three-way swivel rigs work very, very well for walleyes, of course. I also use it for crappie fishing. But with a three-way swivel rig, I do use a line counter bait caster reel, a telescopic rod with a soft tip, and then Fireline 10-pound test line, and your leader attached to that three-way swivel rig itself, or the three-way swivel I should say, is going to be approximately 5 feet in length starting. And that's going to be of either a mono line or fluorocarbon. Then the dropper line, a little bit less in poundage a test, something in the area 6-pound test for if you need to get broken off, then you don't have to retie your whole system. Now with a three-way swivel rig, yes, you can use live bait for one, crawlers, leeches, and minnows this time of the year, crawlers and leeches, and then trolling crankbaits. Very, very productive. And here you want to use crankbaits of the different sizes, different profiles, if you will. It's really a controlled distance and depth of your lures. Extremely productive. You do not need to leave a lot of line out behind the boat or alongside the boat, just so that sinker that on the drop line connects to the bottom. And that's where you want to use the proper weight of a sinker, not to plow the bottom. And the other is that, yes, you can use definitely spinner rigs. Again, very, very productive, usually tipped with leeches or crawlers. Give three-way swivel rigs a try for your walleye fishing trip next outing, and you'll be very, very successful. It works very well throughout the whole open water period.
Thanks, Terry. USA Cup is underway with its weekend tournament, which runs through Sunday at the National Sports Center. And that's it for sports. Alex and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Up next, what's on tap for Maple Grove Days, and just how exactly did Duk Duk Daze in New Hope get its name?
A festival roundup when we come back. A big crowd in Maple Grove Thursday night. More than 130 people sent in pictures of themselves along with our CCX fans as part of our Put Me on TV campaign. Thanks for doing that, everyone. And here are the winning photos. A lot of the pictures were used during the parade coverage, and after every local parade this summer, we are picking 3 winners like this, chosen at random. We'll contact the winners by email, and they'll get prize packages worth more than $50. Well, there are plenty of things to do this weekend in our area.
Some of the fun starts at area festivals, of course. Neil Persley has more in today's Weekend Showcase.
Maple Grove Days are officially underway. Friday night at Town Green, there's a showing of the movie Trolls outdoors. Then Saturday,
there is a business expo in the community center with 130 vendors, businesses, churches from all around the community.
On Sunday, learn about some of the history of Maple Grove at the Maple Grove History Museum open house.
The one portion that we're setting up, especially for Maple Grove Days, is called the Country Store. This is a display of things that you would find back in the 30s and the 40s back in the country store.
The Maple Grove Art Fair is happening on Main Street Saturday and Sunday as well. Feeling a little ducky? The New Hope is the place for you as Duk Duk Daze is underway. But just how did Duk Duk Daze get its name?
I don't know if this is the truth, but this is what I've always heard, that there was a young boy who submitted his entry for the contest because there were ducks floating around on Northwood Lake. And so he couldn't spell real well. He called it D-U-K Daze, D-A-Z-E.
When I was at Northwood Park, they were just getting set up, but I could already see a bunch of fun carnival rides.
Goldie says I'm not tall enough.
And food opportunities.
Just what I've been needing.
Sure, there are the softball and beanbag tournaments, but there's something very special that's new this year.
We've got on Friday night, we do have the Viking Galahorn from the Sounds of the North. That's going to be on display. You can take pictures with it. They'll have a prize wheel you can spin. On Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock, we're going to have the New Hope dance team. They'll have a performance under the pavilion.
And there's so much more at Duk Duk Daze that I didn't even get to mention, so come on down to Northwood Park in New Hope. For a Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley, CCX News.
Lots of choices.
What a
Maple
weekend.
Grove, New Hope, both?
Yeah, both.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back here again Monday.